Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Get This Bag. In today's video, I'll be showing you my gaming PC build for July 2020. This is my first ever PC build, and I'm pretty new to the PC community, so I recruited the help of my friend Nick to kind of show me the ins and outs of building, and gave me some on-site instruction, which was great, so thanks, Nick. Hopefully this video will give you some good ideas for your future build or upgrading your current build. If you like the video, make sure to like and comment below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more content. Thanks, guys. Okay, so the first thing I did was choose my case. It's the Master Cooler H500M ARGB. Some things I liked about it were the average GPU temperatures maintained at 48.5 degrees Celsius, and the average CPU temperature is at 49 degrees Celsius, which would potentially extend the longevity of the computer so I can be playing longer without having to replace parts, and it'll run smoother. Another thing I liked about it is that it's large and spacious inside of it. So yes, I had to make some room in my office for it, but putting actual components in the PC was fairly easy, and there's a lot of room to upgrade. It's also feature rich, so it's full of USB alpha inputs at 3.1 and a couple of USB-Cs on there as well, with audio inputs, so no problem with that. All right, the next thing I chose was the ASUS Crosshair 8 ATX motherboard. Some things I liked about it: it's got PCIe 4.0 on it, so its quick transfer rates are attractive to me. It's feature rich, so plenty of spots for USB, also PCIe. It's got a couple of M.2 slots as well, which is good for SSD. Another positive thing is that it fit my CPU, so it's driven for the Ryzen CPU. It's pretty aesthetic looking. I think it's a pretty sexy motherboard. I didn't choose Wi-Fi just because I planned on having this PC hardwired the entire time. So for this CPU, I took my buddy's advice and went with an AMD CPU. After reading into it, it seemed like the right choice. So it's a Ryzen 9 3950X. It's regarded as a superior choice to Intel CPUs for gaming, at least. It seems to run games a lot easier, and it's kind of made for gaming. I did want to go with a Threadripper. One, because they're extremely expensive, and I figured it would be unnecessary for me to have that. And it seems to be running these games at a pretty low percentage as far as CPU usage goes. I was running Destiny 2 and a couple of background applications, and my CPU usage was at 6%. So I consider that pretty good, especially from an Intel i7 8750H that would run Streamlabs and Google Chrome, and it would be at 90%. Next, I went with the 2080 Ti, the ASUS ROG Strix variation of it. I mean, it's the hardest hitting GPU around right now, at least until the 3080 and the 3090 come out. I did, however, have to install a 1650 Super in there when we initially built this, just because 2080 was coming in later that day. So in the video, we install a 1650, and then the next day I installed the 2080 Ti. But some 2080 specs that I liked: it runs 4K in virtual reality with ease. It's got 1350 megahertz base, so that's kind of nice to me, just because it's going to run pretty fast, and it can overclock, but I don't plan on doing that. This one is 1665 megahertz. The price wasn't too friendly, so I kind of contemplated on getting a 2080 Super, but I ended up going with the Ti. All right, the next thing I got was the Corsair Hydra Series H115i Platinum liquid CPU cooler. One thing we did, we replaced the fans that it came with because they had hard plastic around them and they didn't exactly fit too well. with the heatsink on the motherboard. So we replaced them with the Be Quiet Silent Wings 3 fans, just 2 of them on the radiator. I got this because the Ryzen 9 3950X does not come with its own cooler when you buy it. All right, moving on to the PSU. For the power supply, I chose the Seasonic Focus PX750. The amount of wattage that this PC uses is around 530. So I thought 750 would give it enough wiggle room for potentially more parts in the future. If not, I think it has enough cooling on it to dispose of the excess heat. It is it's platinum rated, so it does disperse most of the heat, especially if it's not used. In this case, it's just 8% is dispersed as heat, so not a big deal with that. It's pretty efficient. Moving on to memory, for the SSD, I chose the Corsair MP600. Some notable things about it: it's got PCIe 4th generation, so it's going to have very quick transfer rates. It also wasn't too expensive, and it holds 1 terabyte. The RAM that I chose was the Trident Z Neo, 32 gigabytes of RAM. I thought that was sufficient enough. I think it's at 3600 hertz. It's supposed to get pretty close to the CPU frequency. And then lastly, I did get an HDD. HDD is a little obsolete, just based on speed. I believe this one's 7200 RPM, but it allows me to store 2 terabytes of other kind of data that I wouldn't need quick speeds for. So I was still kind of excited about that.